artificial intelligence. It's everywhere, isn't it? But think about it changing something as personal, as critical as our health,
Mm.
and not like some far-off sci-fi thing. It's actually happening, integrating into hospitals, into labs right now. Today, we're doing a deep dive into the profound impact AI is having in medicine. We'll try to unpack how it's shaking up diagnosis, navigate the tricky ethical stuff, and, peek into what healthcare might look like next.
Exactly. And our mission here really is to give you a shortcut to understanding this whole shift. It's not just about what AI can do, but more, why does it actually matter? And what are the really critical questions we need to be asking? Because these tools, they're becoming pretty indispensable. We'll look at solid evidence, some vital ethical points, and yeah, some exciting future trends too.
Prepare for some, well, frankly, incredible insights. How AI is boosting human skills in ways we couldn't have imagined just a few years back. And maybe some surprising facts about the challenges that come with it. Okay, so let's unpack this. When you think about AI in medicine, where is it making the most, tangible difference? The undeniable impact. Today, I keep hearing it, diagnosis, that ability to process just massive amounts of data, find patterns.
That's absolutely right. It's unequivocally diagnosis. Its
Hmm.
capacity for sifting through data volumes and spotting patterns is, well, it often surpasses even highly experienced humans.
Right.
And the most striking evidence, it's really in medical imaging. Think about deep learning and specifically convolutional neural networks, CNNs.
CNN's okay.
So imagine a radiologist, years of training, right? Spotting that tiny shadow on an X-ray. Now picture a system that's seen millions of those images, literally millions. It learns to pick up patterns so subtle, so intricate, they might be, well, almost invisible to us. That's CNNs. They don't just process. It's almost like they develop an intuition for visual abnormalities. It's transforming radiology, dermatology, pathology.
That's astounding.
Yeah.
Not just matching human experts, but potentially surpassing them.
Yeah.
Does that mean AI handles the first look, freeing him as specialists? Or is human intuition still sort of essential in that first step?
That's a really great question. And yes, the evidence suggests it can surpass human capability in certain quite specific tasks. There is a key study, Nature 2020, showing an AI detecting breast cancer on mammograms. And it wasn't just as good as expert radiologists, it was actually better. Fewer false positives, fewer false negatives.
Really? Better.
Yes. And meta-analyses, looking across many studies published in the Lancet Digital Health, they consistently confirm AI algorithms can match or sometimes beat humans in image-based diagnosis. So it's really about enhancing the radiologist, making screening more efficient, more accurate, not replacing them.
That's a huge potential impact on patient outcomes right there.
Yeah.
And I heard about another example, something in ophthalmology.
Ah, yes. Google Health System for diabetic retinopathy. That's another fantastic case. It's actually got regulatory approval.
Okay.
These algorithms analyze retina images, looking for early signs of the disease, which is crucial because it makes widespread screening possible. It brings expert-level diagnosis to more people, especially those in, say, remote areas without easy access to specialists.
So AI is changing how we literally see disease. But what about digging deeper, like into our genes?
Exactly. Beyond the visual, AI's analytical power takes us right to the cutting edge, genomics and precision medicine. It can meticulously scan entire genomes, pinpoint mutations linked to rare diseases, predict your risk for certain conditions, and, maybe most importantly, connect your specific genetic profile to how you'll likely respond to different treatments.
Ah, okay, so that sounds like the real personalized medicine dream, right? How does AI help make that connection specifically?
Right, so this field, pharmacogenomics, that's where AI is, well, incredibly useful. Instead of the old trial and error with drugs, AI looks at your genetic blueprint. It predicts not just if a drug might work, but potentially how well, maybe even side effects specific to you. It's like getting a personalized user manual for how your body handles medications, moving away from one-size-fits-all.
Tailoring treatments right down to the individual. That's powerful. And it's not just images and genes, is it? What about like all the notes doctors write, the text in medical records?
Good point. That's a huge, often untapped resource, all that unstructured narrative data. And that's where natural language processing, NLP, comes in.
NLP, okay.
Yeah, this branch of AI is designed specifically to pull out clinically relevant info from those narratives. Doctor's notes, discharge summaries. It can spot symptoms, diagnoses, allergies, maybe not formally coded elsewhere. Builds a much richer patient picture. It can even flag potential risks by connecting subtle clues scattered across different notes.
So for the patient, what's the bottom line here? Faster diagnosis? Better treatments?
It really promises both. faster, potentially more accurate diagnoses, and treatment plans that are more personalized, more effective, all because AI can build this deeper, more comprehensive understanding of your individual health story.
Faster, better, personalized. It sounds almost too good to be true sometimes.
Well, and that's the hold-on moment, isn't it? With all this power, there's immense responsibility, because if the AI gets it wrong, or if it's built on shaky ground, the consequences in medicine, they're serious. Which brings us squarely into the ethical minefield.
Right, the ethics.
One of the biggest issues is what people call the black box problem. You see, many deep learning algorithms, they're inherently opaque. It's hard, even for the people who built them, to know exactly how they reached a particular conclusion.
So you get an answer, but not the reasoning.
Pretty much. And in medicine, where decisions need to be justified, transparent, potentially life or death, this is just not acceptable. You can't just trust it blindly. So this has spurred a whole new field. Explainable AI, or XAI?
Explainable AI. Trying to open the black box.
Essentially, yes. Building a window into how the algorithm thinks. So clinicians see not just the what, but the why. The evidence it weighed, the patterns it saw. That gives them the confidence, the rationale to actually use the recommendation.
Okay, so the black box is one major hurdle. But even if we could see inside, what if the data it learned from was biased?
That's the next critical piece. Algorithmic bias and equity. It's a huge concern. Look, an AI is only as good as its training data. That's fundamental. So if that data comes mainly from one group, say, mostly Caucasian patients, or from one specific hospital system,
Then it won't work as well for other groups.
exactly, it'll perform worse for underrepresented populations. Think about skin lesion diagnosis on darker skin tones if it only trained on lighter skin, or how symptoms might present differently across ethnicities. This could accidentally make existing health disparities worse.
Wow, okay, so it could actually deepen inequality.
It's a real risk. The absolute imperative is using diverse, representative data sets and constantly, continuously auditing these systems for bias. It's not a one-time fix.
Data is the fuel, you said, but also a vulnerability, which brings up privacy, right? All that sensitive health data.
Absolutely critical. Privacy and security.
Yeah.
Training these models needs access to enormous amounts of very sensitive patient information. So ensuring confidentiality, getting proper informed consent, protecting against cyber attacks, these are non-negotiable.
How do you even manage that? Training requires data, but sharing data is risky.
Well, one promising technique is called federated learning. It's pretty clever. Imagine the AI model travels to the data rather than the data traveling to the model. The algorithm trains locally inside a hospital's secure system using their data, but only the learning, the updated model parameters, get sent back centrally, not the raw patient data itself.
Ah, I see. So the data stays put, stays secure.
Precisely. It helps balance innovation with that critical need for privacy.
Okay, clever solutions for privacy. But let's say, despite everything, an AI makes a mistake, causes harm. Who's responsible? That feels like a huge legal gray area.
It absolutely is. This is the massive question of responsibility or liability. If an AI-driven diagnostic error harms a patient, who's accountable? The doctor who used the tool, the company that made the software, the hospital that implemented it.
Yeah.
Our current legal systems just weren't built for this scenario. They don't have easy answers. We desperately need new legal frameworks, ones that can clearly, fairly assign responsibility when things go wrong, because someone has to be accountable.
Huge challenge. And then there's the human side, the doctor-patient thing.
Yes, the autonomy of the professional and the doctor-patient relationship. This is crucial. AI has to remain a tool, a decision support tool, not a replacement for human judgment. The doctor, the clinician, must keep the final say, the ultimate authority. And critically, the technology shouldn't get in the way of that human connection, that empathy, that trust between doctor and patient. That's irreplaceable. AI should enhance it, ideally not erode it.
Okay, so we've covered the diagnostic power and the serious ethical hurdles. Where does this all lead? What's the future look like beyond just diagnosis?
Well, this deep dive shows AI is pushing towards something much bigger, a more comprehensive model, really. Predictive, proactive medicine.
Predictive and proactive.
Yeah.
Okay. Give us some examples. What's on the horizon?
Think about drug discovery and development. AI can massively speed up finding new drug candidates. It can predict how effective they might be, potential toxicity, even help design better clinical trials. This could shave years and literally billions of dollars off the cost of developing new medicines. Imagine the impact on untreated diseases.
That alone would be revolutionary.
Then there's robot-assisted surgery, AI-guided robots. They offer precision beyond human capability. This means more minimally invasive procedures, potentially better outcomes, faster recovery times for patients. Plus, the AI can analyze data during the surgery in real time, offering guidance to the surgeon, like an incredibly precise co-pilot.
Wow. And what about things we might use every day, like wearables?
Right. This is where it gets very personal. Remote monitoring and wearables. Many of us already wear smartwatches, fitness trackers. They generate constant streams of data about our bodies. AI can analyze this continuous data stream to spot subtle anomalies. Early warning signs?
So like predicting a problem before it happens?
Exactly. Maybe predicting an epileptic seizure or a heart problem before you even feel symptoms. This allows for early preventive action, continuous management of chronic conditions. It puts more power in the patient's hands.
Incredible. That proactive element is key.
And think about daily support, too. Virtual assistants and chatbots. Advanced AI could handle initial triage, answer common health questions, send medication reminders, maybe even offer some basic mental health support. This frees up human nurses and doctors to focus on the really complex cases that need their direct expertise. Makes the whole system more efficient.
The potential seems almost limitless. But okay, reality check. How do we actually get there? We talked about the ethics, but what are the practical roadblocks?
Huge potential, yes, but significant hurdles too. This deep dive definitely highlights them. First off, we need agile and robust regulation. Think FDA, EMA, those bodies. They need frameworks that are rigorous enough to ensure safety and effectiveness, but flexible enough not to kill innovation. It's a tough balance, and it has to include ongoing monitoring after an AI tool is approved, because these things learn and change.
Regulation is key. What else?
A really fundamental one, interoperability and quality of data. AI needs high-quality, standardized data that can actually be shared and understood across different hospitals, different systems. Right now, medical data is often stuck in silos, fragmented. It's like trying to build a jigsaw puzzle with pieces from 10 different boxes, a major obstacle.
Yeah, I can see that. You can't train AI properly without good connected data.
Precisely. And then what about the people using the tech? Doctors, nurses, technicians, we need massive efforts in training and continuous education. New healthcare professionals need grounding in data science, in AI concepts, this idea of digital medicine. And current professionals need reskilling, continuous learning to keep up and use these tools effectively.
Which brings up another point. Access.
Yeah.
If this tech is so powerful, will everyone get it? Or will it just make healthcare inequalities worse?
That's a critical concern. Equitable access and bridging gaps. There's a very real danger that AI could widen the gap. Between rich and poor countries, or even between well-funded city hospitals and rural clinics, we absolutely need policies, business models too, that push for universal access. The benefits have to reach everyone, not just the privileged few.
So, policy access. It feels like we need clear rules overall.
Absolutely. Underpinning everything is the need for clear legal and ethical frameworks. And this can't just be doctors and tech people deciding. We need a broad conversation involving ethicists, lawyers, patients, policymakers, engineers, everyone, to hammer out rules on responsibility for errors, data ownership, the limits of what AI should decide on its own. These are big societal questions.
Wrapping this up, we've seen AI is truly transformative in medicine. Diagnosis, prediction, treatment, the potential to save lives, improve care. It's just breathtaking.
It really is. But as we've dug into, that promise is tied tightly to some very deep ethical and practical challenges. The black box issue, bias, privacy, those legal gaps, they all need serious, careful attention.
And the goal, it seems, isn't AI replacing doctors. It's more like augmenting them. Human intuition, empathy, experience, boosted by AI's analytical power and precision. A partnership.
That's the ideal, yes, a symbiotic relationship. Success really hinges on developing and using these technologies wisely, always keeping the patient's well-being front and center, and sticking to fundamental principles like equity and justice.
Okay, here's a final thought for you, our listener, to chew on. As AI gets more involved in our healthcare choices, how does our idea of trust need to change? Not just trust between you and your doctor, but maybe trust between you and the technology that's helping make those decisions. Something to think about. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.